When Emma stumbled upon the old, rusty door hidden deep within the forest, she never could have imagined what she was about to discover. As she pushed the door open, she was immediately hit with a blast of cold air and a strange, pulsing energy that seemed to emanate from beyond the threshold. Without thinking, Emma stepped through the door and found herself in a strange, otherworldly landscape. The sky was an eerie shade of purple, and the trees were twisted and gnarled as if they had grown in defiance of some unseen force. Emma felt a sense of unease settle over her as she took in her surroundings. As she started to explore this new world, Emma noticed that everything seemed to be off-kilter. The gravity was different, causing her to stumble and trip as she walked. The trees swayed and creaked as if they were alive, and the ground seemed to shift and move under her feet. But the strangest thing of all was the creatures. Emma had never seen anything like them before. They were tall and slender, with elongated limbs and razor-sharp claws. Their eyes glowed with an otherworldly light, and they seemed to move with a fluid grace that was both mesmerizing and terrifying. As Emma continued her exploration, she started to notice that the creatures were not the only strange thing about this world. The plants were all different too, some of them pulsing with a faint glow, others oozing a strange, viscous substance that clung to her skin like tar. Despite her growing unease, Emma pressed on. She was determined to explore this new world and uncover its secrets. But the more she saw, the more she realized that she was not alone. Something was watching her, lurking just out of sight. Emma tried to stay calm, but the feeling of being watched never left her. She could hear rustling in the bushes and see movement out of the corner of her eye. And then suddenly she saw it. A creature unlike any she had seen before. It was larger than the others, with eyes that glowed like hot coals and teeth that seemed to stretch on forever. Emma knew she had to get out of there. She turned and ran, her heart pounding in her chest. But the creatures were faster than she was, and she could hear them closing in on her. She pushed herself harder, hoping against hope that she could make it back to the portal. And then, just as she thought all was lost, she saw it. The rusty door was just ahead of her, glowing faintly in the dim light. With a burst of energy, she lunged for it, slipping through the threshold just as the creatures reached her. Emma stumbled out of the portal, gasping for breath. She turned back to look at the door, but it was gone. All that remained was a barren, empty clearing in the middle of the forest. Emma never spoke of her experience again, but the memory of that otherworldly landscape haunted her for the rest of her life. She never knew what lay beyond the portal, but she was certain that it was not a place meant for human eyes.